In winter, Switzerland becomes very quiet. Snow softens the world, roads become gentle, even sound feels slower. Rupperswil is a small village, the kind of place where nothing ever really changes, and nothing bad is supposed to happen. A place where people wake up, go to work, come home, and trust that tomorrow will look the same. On December 21st, 2015, tomorrow never came. Just before dawn, a call reaches the fire department. The house is burning. No panic in the voice, no screaming, just a fire. Firefighters arrive expecting smoke and damage. Instead, they find silence. The doors forced open, warm air, dark smoke. And then they see them. Not scattered, not chaotic, but bound, tied, quiet. 4 people, already gone. At that moment, one investigator would later say, "We knew this was not a fire." The house belonged to Carla Schauer of Freiburg House, a mother, hardworking, careful, protective. Her sons, Davin, 13, Jan, 19, and Jan's girlfriend. No enemies, no secrets, no dark history, just an ordinary family, in an ordinary house, on an ordinary street, which is what makes what happened so difficult to understand. The killer did not break in, he knocked, he was polite. He said he was a school psychologist, he spoke calmly, and he was led inside. Most terrible things, a detective later said, begin very normally. Within minutes, the house was no longer safe. They were tied, not rushed, not chaotic, carefully, methodically. And then they waited. Time passed. Minutes, then hours. At some point, Carla is taken outside. She is forced to go to the bank. She withdraws money. She returns. Because she believes if she does what he wants, her children will live. What follows is not fast. It is slow, quiet, deliberate. This was not a robbery. This was control. The killer stays, moves through the house, listens, watches, takes his time. He was not in a hurry, investigators would later say. And that was the most frightening part. One by one, he kills them, not in anger, not in panic, but with decision. And when it is over, the house is very still. He pours fuel, lights a match, and leaves. The fire is not meant to warm. It is meant to erase. Switzerland is not used to crimes like this. The country becomes quiet. People lock their doors. Parents walk their children to school. The question hangs in the air. If this could happen here, where is safe? 5 months, thousands of tips, hundreds of suspects. And then a man, ordinary, local, invisible. His DNA matches. And when he is questioned, he does not fight. He does not deny. He simply says, yes. And then, I wanted to do it again. The plans are revealed. The preparation, the fantasies. This was not an accident. This was not impulse. This was a project. He is sentenced to life in prison. The house is gone now, but the street remains. The trees remain. The quiet remains. Some places remember, a neighbor says, even when the building is gone. Evil does not always come running. Sometimes it walks. Sometimes it smiles. And sometimes it knocks. For a long time, people believed danger looked like danger, that evil had a face you could recognize. But in Rupperswil, it didn't break a window. It didn't force a door. It knocked. It spoke politely. It waited to be invited in. So tonight, as you sit in your home, as you listen to this story, ask yourself one quiet question. If evil came to your door, would you recognize it before you opened it? Because the most frightening thought is not that monsters exist. It's that sometimes they look exactly like people we trust. Thank you for staying with this story. Thank you for listening. And thank you for remembering the people whose lives were taken. Stories like this are not told for entertainment. They are told so we don't forget, so we become more aware, so we become more careful. If this story stayed with you, if it made you think, or made you see the world a little differently, please consider sharing it with someone you care about. And if you want more carefully told, respectful true crime stories like this, you can support the channel by liking the video and subscribing. It helps these stories reach the people who need to hear them. Lock your doors, but more importantly, be careful who you open them for.